Hello everyone, welcome to Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services, and I welcome you all to a new learning series via News in Focus. And today's topic of discussion is drug recall law. Why we are discussing this news? This is not only a news that is concerning India; it's a news that concerns the globe. And this type of news will be directly relevant for both prelims and mains examination. The reason being, you must know what is drug recall law. So I'll be discussing everything in detail in a brief in nature so that you can get an idea what exactly is a drug recall law. So without any further delay, let's get started. So first giving you the premise what has actually happened, that a brand that is a pharmaceutical brand, it's a reputed brand, US brand, Abbot, has published a public notice in a newspaper, and they have alerted the public about the mislabeled batch of medicine that it has accidentally shipped to the market. So this is what the company has actually published a report. They have actually advertisement in the newspaper, and they have updated the people. These are the missed level of batch that has already been flown in the market and being distributed and sold to the individual or the customers. Now, the point that is important for you to know, what is drug recall? As the name suggests, the name it is evident. Recall means something to get a rollback of something or getting a reversal of that, right? So drug recall is a most effective way to protect public from the defective or potentially the harmful product that was actually rolled out in the market. And recall is a voluntary action, which means like actions taken by the company to remove the defective drug from the market. So this is what the basic definition is. And such recall take place regularly in United States, including the Indian companies also. This is what the practice has been. Now, why this company and why the United States rule mandate this? Because it need to have a check and balances. Even the quality check is mandatory on that part. And once the QC is not mandated, they make for the recall efforts. And market में जितनी भी batches हैं drugs की, they even they check what is the parameters, what actually the medicine is working on the dedicated line or in the line of defense actually it was made for. So this is how everything is checked out. If the thing is not mandated, the drug recall practices take place with all its best possible efforts. Now, what is a drug recall law in India? Although in Western countries like United States is a full-fledged law, but if you see precisely in India, we do not have something a direct law which is mandated on this part, but we have a regulatory measures. So India has been mulling for the creations of mandatory recall law for the substandard drugs since 1976, but still there's no conclusive efforts that has been made in this regard, right? So this has not yet existed, and such medicines be removed from the market to this day. Now, in 1976, the Drug Consultative Committee and the Central Drug Standard Control Organization, that is also known as CITSCO, it's an apex body that regulates the part of the drugs in the country. So they have planned to come up with the rules, but still the validation has not yet been made. And since then, there has been repeatedly regular meeting, like post 1976, the meeting took place in 1989, then 1996, 1998, then again in 2004, 7, 11, 16, 18, and 19. So these are the developments that government endeavored to come up with some conclusive laws, but still something amendment has not been brought. And even the latest was upon the amendment to the Drugs and Cosmetic Acts. Right in 2012, certain recall guidelines were published by CITSCO, but they lacked force of law. So enforceability, even the penal provisions, the apex body is only CITSCO, which is having a wide range of duties and responsibility in Indian medical fraternity and regulating the pharma sectors. Now, why there is no recall law, as we have discussed, like there's no some consensus has not yet been met. And even if you see the part of the Ministry of Health, the drug regulations section has not taken up tackling of the regulatory part. This is due to lack of empathy, lack of expertise, and even the greater interest in enabling the growth of the pharmaceutical industries. Now, the other part is like India is highly fragmented in parts of regulatory structures. Even state have their own regulators, so we do not have a form of unitary in that, right? We have a divisions of power which is there. States के पास अपने regulatories हैं. Even it's difficult to create an effective recall mechanism. And even India's drug regulator are aware of the mandatory drug recall system and bring public attentions to the state affairs in India pharmaceutical industry. Right. So this is what precisely why there is no recall law. Now, other important thing for your examination, this will help you both for the prelims and mains examination per se, right? So, what are the government initiative in this regard? What are the efforts that government of India has made to bring a thing in place and put in the laws? So, there was establishment of the Central Drug Standard Control Organization, also known as CITCO, in 2005, and this organization is responsible for regulating the part of safety, efficacy, quality for the drugs in the country, right? And the second part that government has come up with the introductions of the Drugs Cosmetic Act 2008, right? So this amendment called for the recall of the drugs that were found to be substandard, सुपरफिशियस एंड इवन नॉट फॉर द स्टैंडर्ड क्वालिटी, राइट? तो इस एक्ट के थ्रू एम्पावर की गई सिस्को को to issue the drug recall order. So this is one mandated and important part that is taking place in the country. Now the third is setting up of the drug alert system. With this drug alert system, the CITCO has established to monitor the adverse and even regulate the necessary action that is regarded as something to alert people and make them aware about any consensus that is taking place. Now, fourth is strengthening the quality control measures. This is again with the collaborations by the CITCO. The good manufacturing practices, also known as GMP, is taking place, right? And last but not the least is the collaborations between the international regulatory body. तो बहुत सारे ऐसे companies and even for international regulatory bodies, there are MOUs that has been signed to strengthen the regulatory framework for the drugs, right? And such part is like informing in terms of sharing, training, and capacity building. So these are the government initiatives that government of India has put in place, but still there's no strict and adherence law. Only the CITCO as a body which is regulating most of its parts through the Drugs and Cosmetic Act. So I think most of the things has been clear about the drug recall law. If you like the content, do not forget to subscribe Apti Plus Academy for Civil Services on YouTube. If you like this video, do give us a thumbs up. We'll meet in the next video with more informative information relevant for both prelims and mains examination. For time being, I'm signing off. Thank you so much for watching this video.